You want me to what? That sometimes happens if you work with people on this very tender subject of forgiveness. And what I want to do is I want to blow a few myths out of the water to help you to decide whether or not forgiveness is something that you want to pursue as a mental, emotional, spiritual, psychological, energetic, karmic, physical well-being practice. Forgiveness myth number one: there is no such thing as toxic forgiveness. What? Yeah, no such thing as toxic forgiveness. If you know what forgiveness really is, then it's impossible for it to be toxic. Forgiveness is the absolute refusal to hold ill will, a grudge, a gripe, a grievance, hatred, resentment against someone or something for what they did or didn't do. And it came from one of my original teachers, Kay Bradford Brown, who taught me a lot about forgiveness. And the best way that I like to describe it is it's a bit like gathering up all of the information that we have about how someone else has behaved, all the things they've done, the things they haven't done, the little grudges, the gripes, the grievances, all the petty things, the big things. And I really want to honor the fact that trauma exists, and that if you've been in any way traumatized by the behavior of another person, I want to honor that, because there are ways of working through it, especially if you get the right kind of support. You can work through any kind of trauma. And I've seen that for myself in my own work and in the work of many other people. Forgiveness is about the refusal to hold on to the past, to the way things have been and your beliefs about those things. Forgiveness is the letting go, the conscious choice to let go of the ill will. Now that looks easy, and sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes it takes a bit of unpacking. You have to kind of know why you've been holding on. But this is an act of liberation for your own heart. It's powerful. It's hard. Sometimes, most of the time, it's hard. And it isn't toxic. Letting go of resentment is not toxic. Letting go of hate is not toxic. Letting go of a grievance is not toxic. Letting go of anger is not toxic. Letting go of pain is not toxic. Forgiveness is not also letting go of any boundaries. It is not saying, oh, that's okay, do it to me again. Forgiveness is about what happens on the inside of you. It's you holding on to your ill will or releasing your ill will. Because the truth is, it doesn't matter how long you hold on to something or how hard. This is not going to change the past. Nothing is going to be different. I can hold it for years, decades, and nothing will change. My heart might feel a bit harder. I may trust people less. I may feel a bit depressed. My shoulders might be a bit droopy and my heart might be contracted. And actually, there's proof, scientific proof, that holding on to resentment is really bad for your health physically. It's also, of course, not very good for your mental health or your emotional health or your relational health or any other kind of health. Not good for the world. So holding on is complex. There are reasons why we do it, but the letting go of it is liberation for you. You're the one who is the primary beneficiary of your forgiveness. And that's why there is no such thing as toxic forgiveness. What's toxic is choosing to stay in a relationship for longer than is healthy, putting up with unacceptable behavior. We hold our resentment, and sometimes that means we stay in a relationship longer than we need to, or that we don't ask for our needs to be met. We just resent the person, or we don't leave. We don't take the risk. We just resent the person. And so actually, there's nothing toxic about forgiveness. Forgiveness is the liberation of the heart, of your soul. It's a powerful secular ethics practice. If you have a spiritual path, it's also the master spiritual practice. It's one of the hardest things that we ever learn to do because it's so unfamiliar. It's a bit like learning a new yoga pose where you don't even know where the muscles are, or like trying to lift your one toe up and all of the others down. I still can't do that. Forgiveness is the same. It takes practice. And this is why I teach forgiveness as a practice. And that's why I'm interested in debunking some myths about forgiveness. So the first one is there is no such thing as toxic forgiveness. Forgiveness is an act of grace. Boundaries, putting up with what you don't want to put up with, that's a whole other conversation, nothing to do with forgiveness. Being in your authority, saying what you will and won't accept, asking for your needs to be met, they're different skills. Choosing to not hold on to your ill will, that's forgiveness. I hope this helped you. If it did, please do check out my other work. I have a book called Forgiveness Made Easy, The Revolutionary Guide to Moving Beyond Your Past and Truly Letting Go. And I also host online forgiveness fields. I also work one-to-one. The most important thing is to know when you choose to forgive someone, that is an act of amnesty for the whole of humanity. And I hope you contribute your forgiving heart to making the world a more peaceful place. Thank you.